Welcome back, race fans. We are live here from Chuckwalla Valley Raceway for Spec Corvette West Region final race. Today's the final race of the season for West Region and Sunday race. Yesterday, we had an awesome battle between Craig Dale and Josh Carroll, the 2 points leaders of the 2020 points season championship. You could see from the video yesterday, you could tell what a battle these gentlemen had yesterday. And today, they only separate themselves by 1 point for the season championship still. They started the day yesterday off 1 point from each other and ended the day by swapping positions and gaining exactly the same amount of points they did that from each other on Saturday. So excellent racing today. I'm anticipating from Chuckwalla Valley Raceway. My name is John Wynn. I'm the number 155 Spec Corvette racer in West. And calling you from the side of the 15 freeway coming home from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. So hopefully we have good service here and you guys can hear me okay. And really looking forward to this race today. And excellent conditions at Chuckwalla, a 2.68 mile road course with elevation changes, 17 turns, sweepers, uphill, downhill, and a high-speed bowl section. The one thing that we're going to be doing today is that we're going to be reversing the direction. So yesterday they ran clockwise. Today we're going to run counterclockwise. Really nice to throw that in the mix. It kind of resets everybody's driving, and some guys have to relearn and reacclimate. So it kind of resets the grid a little bit. So I'm really looking forward to that. And in qualifying today, let's go to the qualifying list. In P1, we have Josh Carroll, who actually reset the counterclockwise record from Jake Roselle years ago at 1 minute 58.32. Then we have Craig Dale at a 1:59. Justin Taylor, 2:02. Donnie York, 2:02. Right behind him there, Darren Griffith from Arizona, 2:03.5. Then we go down to Chabal Roy, 2:06. Getting that car dialed in, getting himself dialed in there. Looks really good. And then we have Patrick Hallett, 2:07 with the orange C5. So going back over to the race, we're going to be doing a standing start. So you can see the guys are heading up to the straightaway right now and going to be gridding up side by side and going into a standing start. So you'll see a red flag being held up in the air. Love standing starts, a great opportunity to make some good passes and lots of excitement there. Sometimes a little bit of a danger, but it's a lot safer than actually going into turn one this direction. Turn one just pinches off so tight. You can go 3 wide to 1 wide and it gets very tight. So we'd rather prefer to do a standing start. So you see the red flag there. Looks like we are in car of Josh Carroll. No, that's not Josh Carroll. That is Darren Griffith's car. All right. So they're holding the gentleman right there. You can see we are behind Donnie York on the front and on the left, Justin Taylor of Rockstar Garage. So we have a pretty good view of what should be going on here. Any second now, as soon as the cars are gridded up, they will drop that red flag and you will see a green flag come out within 3 seconds after that. Lots of fun here. It gets very tight going into turn one. So you're going to see 3 wide. Here we go. And do we have green? There's the green. Great start from Darren Griffith. Goes right around Donnie York. Wow, look at that. We got the 2 points leaders out front. And it looks like Josh Carroll is Craig Dale just, whoa. I don't know if there's a little bit of contact there, but it looks like it got tight. Just like I said, going into turn one, it is very tricky to try to get 2 cars or 3 cars through there because there's not a lot of space. It pinches off, and there's a right and left, left and a right turn. And it looks like not quite sure if Craig is still there or not. Oh, he's still in the mix. I believe that's Patrick Howell's car. And then we have Darren Griffith on the left, and we're inside Kevin Missieg's car, which is a 97 coupe that Spec Racing did a full cage build on, and other miscellaneous items such as the FFP Racing fire system. A nice build, came out really well. So Kevin's having a great time there. He actually texted me after the race and says, "I'm hooked. Thank you so much. It was a great time." And to that, for me, to have a Spec Corvette racer come up to me and say that is absolutely priceless. So Kevin's having a great time. Looks like he did a nice pass, and Darren Griffith there. He's running an LS1 motor. So we are testing out LS1 engine instead of an LS6 with allowed headers and LS6 intakes. And it doesn't look like these things are much down on power. So we might be implementing that through the 2021 season as long as we can get the power levels to be close. But the idea behind that is instead of Z06s have been a little bit harder to find in the last year, and much more expensive than they were 3 years ago when we started the series and named the LS6 as the base motor. So allowing an LS1 with a spec header from TPS Motorsport and an LS6 intake gets the power within 10 horsepower of each other. And on a track like Chuckwalla, where horsepower isn't rewarded as much as corner grip and speed, you're not seeing much of a difference. And Kevin Missieg is actually proving that right now and doing a really good job driving and staying with the pack. So it looks like he's gaining some speed, getting right up on Patrick Howell's tail. He had a nice battle yesterday with Patrick, and I'm glad we got some cameras on him. So it looks like they're heading back onto the front straight here. And I don't know where Craig Dale is at this point. I'm going to pull up my Race Hero to see where are we at live timing. Let that update for a second there. Looks like Josh Carroll is in first place. Craig Dale running slightly behind him, about a half second behind him. He is not far off of Craig Dale. Craig Dale is not far of Josh Carroll. They are the points leaders. Right now, Craig Dale is leading by 1 point, and they swapped positions yesterday during this first and second race. It's a very exciting time for these guys, and lots going on for Josh Carroll right there. He's trying to keep that thing out front. He also notified me of an issue that he had going into qualifying. His ABS started acting up intermittently, which is a really, it's not a great position to be in, because when you don't know ABS is going to work or not, you kind of depend on it being there. And I've been in that position before where you lay on the brakes and they're not there. It's almost better to almost shut off your ABS and says, you know what, it's not going to be there, and then you can modulate properly. But he started his car up right before the race, and the ABS light stayed off. So it looks like he should be in good shape, but he said he's monitoring the situation right now. And if he notices that if the ABS light comes on, he's going to back down a little bit, which is going to hurt him on the points. But it's better that or wiring up the car. So let's see if he stays true to that, because once you're in race conditions, anything can change. A little bit of smoke up there. Not quite sure who that is. But we're still in the car of Kevin Missieg, and he is on Patrick Howell's tail. Both of these guys, brand new Spec Corvette racers, brand new builds. Patrick Howell's orange car with a black background that's in the screen was actually an XT1 car, really well built T1 car. And looks like Kevin is putting the pressure on, and Patrick knows he's there, gave him room. Very nice gentleman racing right there, gave him room. And is Kevin going to go around? And it looks like he might. And he does. He completes the pass. Excellent pass by Kevin Missieg, and excellent for Patrick Howell for acknowledging him there, being there, and also giving him space. So we discussed that a lot, just so that you're allowed to give a driver one car width of space, and nothing more. You can give as much as you want, but if there's any low overlap whatsoever, you must give space so that there is no contact. So excellent job there for Patrick Howell. And we are still in the car of Kevin right now. And Josh Carroll looks like he's still out front. And we're going to pull up our Race Hero again and see if anything changes. And we are updated here at 2:0. So Josh Carroll at a 2:01.642. Craig Dale, 2:02.54. Donnie York, 2:04.7. So it looks like the top two guys again just pulling away and having their own race. I wonder if Craig Dale's just being patient right now and showing his nose in the mirror and going to make his move, because he's only got a few laps to do this on our first race. So let's go back to the cameras here, and we are inside Josh Carroll's car. Looks like he's still out front, going through I believe this is the bowl area. Yeah, no. We will find out shortly. I'm not quite sure where this is part of the track. Oh, this is the reverse section. The reverse, that's right. We're going back on the back section here, coming back onto the front straightaway. So there we are. A real tricky section there. You want to get a little bit of curb there, but if you get too much, it's a really tricky section there, because you can actually get the car to rotate into the wall, which you don't want. I've nailed that curb a couple times and had the car kind of get a little squirrely on me, a little more than I'm comfortable for. Coming out of there about 60, 70 miles an hour into the wall. So I try not to touch that curb too much, because it can rotate the car. Looks like Josh doing a good job there, keeping the car underneath him and keeping Craig Dale behind him. So Josh is trailing the points by 1 point, 296 points for the 2020 season, as opposed to Craig Dale 297. And they stayed in the exact same positions yesterday. So it's going to be an exciting race. And both of these gentlemen talked to me yesterday, and they were having a ball out there, and they said they had such a great time racing, and they look forward to today. Certainly competitive. Both of these guys, they are the top racers. Craig Dale's car was professionally built. Josh Carroll's car was home built in his barn. And you could see the results speak for themselves for both. With the Spec Corvette rule set, it's a very limited build. So anybody can build it, and you don't have to have a professional shop actually build the car for you to go, any faster than anyone else. So reliability wise, yeah, there's some things that you can do, but that we do allow. But anybody can build one of these cars in their home and put it on the podium, and that's the idea. So it looks like Josh is taking the sweeper going in the back street there. This is going to be a double apex high speed, tricky turn, high speed. It's a very slick track. And if you just misjudge this one, you're going to put 2 off. And he's coming into some lap traffic right now, which should make things interesting. Puts 2 into the curbing there. Looks like going around these super spec guys. Is he going to give him space? Yeah, he knows he's there. That's good. Doesn't look like he holds him up at all. And coming back onto that tricky section onto the straightaway again. Just taps that right curbing there, not too much to unsettle the car. And he's coming on to another one. Was that the checkered flag? Let me see here if that was checkered or not. Race Hero is catching up. And it looks like that was the checkered. So it looks like Josh Carroll picks up. Oh, wait a minute. I just got another update. So I'm looking at the in-car of Kevin Missieg, and I'm waiting for my Race Hero to update. So for some reason my Race Hero is not showing Josh Carroll somewhere. So there's got to be a blip there. For some reason it's dropping down. But I believe he got first place position in that with Craig Dale right behind him. So we'll take a look at the cameras and we'll determine that. So Race Hero is acting up right now, so I'm not quite sure the positioning there, but we can tell based on when they regrid, they're going to go over right before the straightaway and actually do a frog hop and reverse positions now. So if Chuckwalla was in last place, he will be in first place. So I'm not quite sure if those gentlemen decided if Chuckwalla is going to be comfortable enough to go to the front, because again, this is one of his first races. But only time will tell, and I will see. So let's see here. The guys are going around for a cool down lap in car of Kevin Missieg and trailing Justin Taylor. Justin's had some engine issues over the weekend, as well as Greg Nestor, who we were expecting to be out yesterday because we were totaling 8 cars, but we only had 7 cars on grid. And it turns out Greg lost his motor right in the first or second lap in the morning session on Saturday morning. So unfortunate for him, but I just spoke to him and he's actually really pleased with how much performance he's got out of that engine. He's gotten 3 years and 9 months of racing on that stock LS6 engine untouched. So from a racer standpoint, 3 years, almost 4 years of straight racing, hard running on a motor, and it finally lets go. I think you can't be nothing but pleased with that type of performance and running that engine that hard on a stock engine. So he's unable to race today, but he will definitely get that going again for our first race at Auto Club Speedway in January of next year. I believe it's January 15th. So that's coming fast. So we have a couple months to take off, and it looks like the finishing positions, because Carroll is behind Craig Dale now. So Craig Dale had to be getting second place. So let me do the points here as we speak. So we got Craig, and so Craig Dale gets 16. Josh Carroll gets 20. So right now we are at, I don't know, I'm terrible at math here. All right, we'll see. 16, 20. All right. So now the guys are waiting here, and they will be regridding. And Frog doing the frog leap to reverse grid, and I'm not quite sure. I don't think I saw Shaibal Roy or Patrick go to the front, so they might have elected to actually start in the rear again, but we will see. Some excellent racing there. Like I said, that first corner is absolutely tight. I've gone 3 wide in that turn, and it just doesn't work. I've actually had to try to avoid an incident, put 4 off, and but it all with anticipation. Leave enough space between you and the guy next to you, and just know that probably you're going to have to fly off track if you're going to push it. I had a really good start on one of the starts and went around everybody. And once I hit the curbing on the right-hand side, I just had no more road left to go, and I just had to toss it into the dirt, but that's okay. So these guys are going to put it together again for another 5 to 6 laps of Spec Corvette racing. And Josh Carroll now is in the points lead. And looking forward to this next race. So Craig Dale in front of him, and not quite sure who else is. Let me check my race here for being updated. All right, I don't think they have the official results of that yet. Race 1. Okay, race 1, Josh Carroll, Craig Dale, and Donnie York. Donnie York on 3rd place. Excellent job there. Then Justin Taylor with a 204.82. Then Kevin Missig at 205.245. And then Patrick Howell at 207. And then down the line we have Shaibal Roy, which isn't showing a time, so it looks like he has an issue with his transponder. So looks like they've got the yellow flag that gives them the signal to go ahead and go back around to grid, reform side by side, and get ready for your second standing start. So standing starts are so much fun. I got to tell you, it's probably one of the most exciting things to do in a race. I've done standing starts and I've done rolling starts, and to me, rolling starts are just kind of boring, not very exciting. And I like the fact that on tracks that with a first turn that's really tight, we reduce the speed, the entry speed tremendously, probably by 50 miles an hour, because we're not doing a rolling start at 50 miles an hour and going into a tight turn at 110. Instead, these guys are going into about 60, 70 miles an hour. The cars are in much more control. So it looks like we're getting gridded up here again. And we've got, so it looks like the newer guys are staying out back, and they're happy with that. They have their own little battles going on, which is fine. They're happy. And it looks so Justin Taylor and Donnie York out front. Let's see who's launching it. All right. Josh Carroll gets a nice launch here. He's right behind. He's tailing in. And look at Craig Dale. Look how tight this gets. Craig Dale gets out front. Wow. Look at that. Craig Dale, excellent at standing starts. Gets the run on Josh Carroll. Josh gave him some space so that they didn't have any contact. So now they're going to make it happen on the road course somewhere. So right now, Craig Dale is trailing Donnie York, who's a few ticks off of his of Craig Dale's lap time. So he is all up in his mirrors. And Josh Carroll is just playing his game right now and waiting and getting as close. He's going to get as close as he can and try to get around possibly both. Or the idea is that he doesn't want to get stuck behind Donnie if Craig splits the two. That's going to be a devastating time hit for there it goes. So it looks like let's see if Josh Carroll can get through clean. Looks like he does. Donnie York gives him the gentlemanly pass. Excellent job for him. He knows that these two guys are going for it. And again, we are switching positions all the time in Spec Corvette racing. The racing is so close. Craig Dale switching left, switching right. Real patience in this area here. You got to squeeze the throttle late, and there you go. Craig Dale doing a nice job there. Pulls away from Josh Carroll. Josh was able to gain a little bit, braking late. Looks like the tires are starting to go off on these cars a little bit. You can see him do a little bit of a tail wag. And there goes a little bit of slide, but there's another slide. There we go. Here comes Josh Carroll. And he is putting the pressure on Craig Dale, and he's going for it all right now. This is it, ladies and gentlemen. This is the race for the 2020 points championship. And here we are with the 2 points leaders, with Josh Carroll taking the first race and taking the lead in points after Craig Dale leading throughout the season, or the tail end of the season, by a real short amount. It looks like Craig Dale might have slid off course, and that might be it. I don't know how far he went off course, but it didn't look too bad. He may be just right behind Josh Carroll right now. Let me take a look at some other cameras to see if we have anything on there, if we can see where Craig Dale ended up. If that is the case, if Craig Dale is too far off to make it happen, it looks like Josh Carroll might be in for the lead. So we're inside Kevin Missieg's car right now. It's kind of hard to see way up there because I see Patrick Cow's car with the orange and black. And I see 2 red cars up there. So I'm not sure if that might be Justin Taylor and Donnie York. So I'm unable to see how far off Craig Dale is, and we won't be able to see that until can we switch over to Josh Carroll's rear camera? Maybe we got eyes on the rear. Let's see what we can do there. Craig Dale might be on him. So we're in car with Josh Carroll. We're going to try to switch over here, see if it works. And it's kind of hard to see. A little blurry. But I do not see red. Oh, I see red right there. Craig Dale is not far behind. There he is. So Craig Dale lost a position there, but he is about 3 to 4 tenths of a second off of Josh Carroll. And these guys are running pretty darn close lap times. Look at Craig Dale putting on the pressure, and he's coming in. Look at this run he's got on Josh Carroll. He is right up the bumper off of 2 turns, pulls right back in, right behind him here. And Josh Carroll is feeling the pressure. And this is for the win, ladies and gentlemen. I've got to do the math here. Quite sure. I mean, if they switch positions again, it looks like Craig Dale. If Craig Dale takes P1, he's going to win the series championship by 1 point again. So if Josh Carroll takes it, he will win the series. If Craig, he will take it over. So right now, whatever you see happening in the finishing laps, this is going to be for 2020 points and bragging rights. Craig Dale still on the tail of Josh Carroll, letting him know he's there, and starts to fake him out. Look, we're going in, we're going out. These guys are all over each other. Craig Dale's going on the inside. Does he give him any space? Is this the straightaway? Looks like the straightaway. This is going to be a tough spot to get through. Craig Dale gets by. Wow, what a pass. Craig Dale gets by Josh Carroll on the straightaway. That is impressive. So it looks like Josh Carroll's got some work to do. He's got about 2 or 3 laps to get it done here. Josh Carroll, the 2019 points champion, is trying to make it two years in a row to be Spec Corvette West points champion. But Craig Dale is going to have something to do with that. Craig Dale right here. If he keeps it together, he's got to put some pressure on it. Craig flew off the track here last year when I was behind him. So it looks like he was able to keep it together right there. And there is pressure and pressure and pressure. What Josh is doing right now, he is all over Craig's mirrors. If you make the driver drive in his mirrors, he's going to make a mistake and he's going to go slower. But it looks like Craig's able to get out of the and there's some lap traffic here. This is going to be an issue. Doesn't look like it. Looks like they let him through. Lots of patience in this area. Wait. Then throttle. You throttle too soon, you're going to not set up your next turn here. You're going to go off the other side and have late throttle coming in this back straightaway. You got to wait. So that's excellent job there. And Josh Carroll's just trying to get caught back up to Craig Dale with an impressive pass coming through on the straightaway. He must have gotten some kind of a run coming out of that last turn there, going on there to actually get around him and go into turn 1 in front of him, which is a really tight area. So either late braking and just laying it down earlier. I'm not quite sure what he did, but I know he got around him though. But Josh Carroll is doing everything he can right now to make up some time and get Craig back within striking distance. Right now, he's a bit far off. So I'm not sure if his ABS issues came back and he wasn't able to brake, or he's not able to be hard enough on the brakes right now. But it looks like Craig Dale is taking a walk right now. He's about 8-9 car lengths ahead of Josh Carroll. And here we go. Going in, the tires are falling off. So these guys, the adrenaline's running right now, and the tires are falling off. You put those two things together, and they want to win. I'm telling you, these guys want to win so bad and have bragging rights for the 2020 points championship. And look at Josh Carroll. Nice job on that turn there. Picks up some speed. Is he going to do it again? Looks like Craig's tires are falling off. Look at this. They're going into the bowl. Craig's going to give him one car, and it looks like they're going to the bowl side by side. Wow, look at that. Craig's going to give him the one car that he deserves, and that's it. Nothing more. What is Josh going to do? I can see the front tire of Craig Dale, and they are still side by side coming here. We're going to do an over-under. Coming out of this, can we get to the straightaway and see what happens here? Josh just almost had it. Didn't have enough in there to get the pass done. Craig Dale stays, gives him exactly what he deserves in room, And it looks like Josh is going in again for some more attack. And we are going in. Oh, close. Very close area there. We've had contact in that area there because, you know, there's a couple different ways you can set that turn up by dipping the nose, tapping the brakes, or you just kind of lift a little bit. For the guys like Craig, he dips the nose for sure. Look, he's going sideways. Josh sees it, smells blood. And is he going to make it happen here? Craig Dale doesn't give him any space, has to lift a little bit, breaks some of his momentum. So Josh had plenty of momentum, but you could see these tires are just falling off right now, and they are just fighting to the end, swimming around all over the place. So these guys are pushing it so hard, the tires are going off at this point. Tire management is not a concern at this point. It is just staying ahead. So it looks like Craig Dale is going to go into that turn, and they are just nose to tail. And let's see what Josh is going to do here. If he's going to have enough. Craig just can't turn that car in right now. His tires, his front left and front right tires are going off, and they're going through. It's a white flag. This is it. One last lap to get it done. Josh Carroll behind Craig Dale, switching positions throughout the race, nose to tail. And this is pretty exciting stuff here for Spec Corvette Racing. The 2 points leaders, 1 point from each other. Craig Dale, 297 points. Josh Carroll, 296 going into the weekend. 1 point from each other, and they are still in the same position, except now Josh has got one up on Craig with the first race. But if Craig stays out in front, Craig should be able to take this win. That's the unofficial count. Looks like he's going in. Is Craig going to give it to him? If he's going to give him space, a little bit of sideways, he's taking the squeeze. Look at this. Oh, that is tight. That is called tight racing right there, ladies and gentlemen. Sideways in the corner, side by side, and I don't believe there's any contact whatsoever. These guys are pros. They're doing such a great job getting these cars as in control but out of control as possible. They're beyond the edge of grip, and they're giving it everything they've got, and they're still doing well. I'm pretty happy with how this race is turning out. Very exciting. Minimal of no contact. These guys are really pushing it. I don't know if Craig's going to have to make a big mistake here. And this is the turn that Josh Carroll picked up on Craig last time. I don't know so Greg didn't make a mistake that time. Josh is really fast through this area. I've been here next to him here, and I know he picks up a ton of speed right here. He's 1 second faster or so in qualifying than Craig Dale, but Craig Dale's doing a great job staying out front, giving him just enough space that he deserves to make a pass. And if he can't get it done, he can't get it done. So Craig's a really difficult guy to make a pass around, as is Josh. I have a hard time passing both of them if I'm next to them ever. But I don't know. This is going into the last one. Craig Dale puts the brakes on a little bit, puts the squeeze. It doesn't look like Josh Carroll's going to have it. So it looks like the checkered flag is going to come out. I believe that is the checkered. And there it is, ladies and gentlemen. 2020 Spec Corvette race finals at Chuckwalla Valley Raceway. Switching positions left to right, sliding points, you name it. What an exciting race for these two gentlemen here. And here we go. They go side by side, and I'm sure they're giving one finger, and I'm pretty sure it's going to be the thumbs up and nothing else between these two gentlemen right here. Something that we always do or mostly do when a well-deserved win happens. I've passed Josh before and I did an amazing pass, and he came over to me and gave me a huge thumbs up. And that, to me, is an awesome thing coming from a driver like these guys, to build their trust and their respect. So awesome job to the both of these guys for giving us a really entertaining race, but also just let it hang out to dry. So over the weekend, they've switched positions in final race on the podium exactly 4 times. Josh Carroll first place twice, and Craig Dale first place twice. And it looks like Craig Dale unofficially, we will have to retally the vote, unofficially is going to take the 2020 points championship by 1 single point. That's how close this racing is, ladies and gentlemen. Spec Corvette, you can build the cars for about $25,000. You can do it in your home. You can have a professional do it. Obviously, that'll cost a little bit more, but that's what it's all about. Coming out here and racing just like that, on a budget, and super exciting, close racing, where there are no advantages and where money doesn't buy you speed. It's all about the driver. And these truly are the two of the best drivers in the series. And you can see right there a demonstration of that, of their skill and being out in front of the pack. So Calling the race from Spec Chuckwalla Valley Raceway. This is John Wynn. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. Our 2021 season for the West Coast is going to be starting on January, I believe it's 15th, first Speed Ventures Auto Club event. And that'll be the last time, I believe in history, that we are going to be running Auto Club Speedway in Fontana, California. Some of you guys might have heard that Fontana Raceway is shutting down, or they're actually making the track smaller, which is essentially shutting it down. So really sad news. So we're going to try to get one race into that roll for one last time before they start building it out. We have no other scheduled races at Auto Club, nor does SCCA or NASA for the rest of the year. So it's pretty much a done deal. So we're going to get one in. So these cars are going to regroup. We've got 2 months to go over the cars, clean them up, rebuild some things, and get them ready for the 2021 season. So I appreciate you guys tuning in for Spec Corvette Racing West. My name is John Wynn, number 155. I'll see you next time.